Dan Bidondi for TruthRadioShow.com. Today's Thursday, May 8th of 2014, and just want to touch again about geoengineering, about chemtrails. The reason why I like to bring this up frequently, because there's a lot of new listeners out there, and the thing is, a lot of people still do not believe in chemtrails. Well, I read an article for Infowars.com and activist post. It's called "Information for the Chemtrail Skeptic," and just do a Google search term, you'll find it. And again, information for the chemtrail skeptic. And I just want to go over a couple facts to prove that yes, chemtrails are real. The chemical trails. There's a big difference between contrails and chemical trails. Contrails are condensation trails. That's normal. Like when you see a plane go overhead, you see the condensation from the engine vapor and all that dissipating as it's going along. But a chemical trail doesn't come from the engines, it comes from the wings, because it's a powder substance that sprays out from the wings, and it stays in, from as far as east is from west, north to south, whatever they spray it in, and they get bigger, they get wider, and it's called cloud seeding. Now the government on record admits doing this, and again, challenge this information. If you think it's a conspiracy, we got the patents. Type in, go to the U.S. Patents Office, type in chemical trails, okay, chemtrail power dispensers. They put them on the aircraft. And also, it's all in my article as well. If you go to USA Today, I believe, or type in Google search term and on the news, type in Evergreen, which is a big international chemical company. They won a multi-million-dollar contract by the United States Air Force to supply chemicals for chemtrails, openly admitted for chemtrails. And USA Today, again, stated that basically when they reported on chemtrails, they said, can chemtrails help cure the world from global warming? I think that was the article, something like that. But they're minted using chemtrails, but they're saying this to combat global warming. And you got people here and there in the Defense Department say, oh, no, those are just to block out enemy radar. No, they're not going to spend all that money and everything else and spray the skies just to block out enemy radar. Radars could penetrate that in the first place. So it's just a lot of cop-out excuses. But then you talk about your conspiracy theorists, and let's get into the real reason what they are and what they're for. The depleted uranium in the powder there, barium, which depletes the immune system. That's why a lot of people get sick. And when we were kids, it was unheard of people getting pneumonia, getting the flu in the middle of the summer. Now it's been good weather, and you're seeing just that. And it causes respiratory problems and severe respiratory problems. What it does is they spray it in about 4, 5, 6 hours, depends on the climate and everything else. It depends on the atmospheric pressure and what's going on with the weather, the pressure, the lower, high pressure, whatever. It falls to the ground. It's like a cloud, it's like a mist, like fog per se, because it gets into the water vapor, gets into it, and then it starts becoming heavy and it starts coming to the ground because it's a light powder they spray. But anyway, these are also used to create weather patterns with the HARP system that's from DARPA and Raytheon, DARPA, I'm sorry. It's it's a weather modification, and is to back this all up. To back all this up, this is the nail in the coffin. A bill was presented in 2001. It was called H.R. 2977. That's the Space and Preservation Act of 2001. It was to defend us and protect us against such chemical trails. Now the bill, I think, is about 6 pages, I believe, or whatever. But it's a short bill, and right in the bill it says chemtrails, chemical trails, using chemicals on the population. It's poisoning population. The thing is, when you use chemicals, use medication on the population without their consent or knowledge, that's a crime. This bill is to push these laws and prevent this from happening. And in the bill, it gets into space-based weapons, they call them, tectonic weapons, laser weapons, mind control weapons. People think, oh, it's just a conspiracy, because I'm just a lame cop artist. So I got to throw out these lame cop-outs because I can't prove these things don't exist. But I'd rather keep my head in the sand and talk conspiracy theory. But these things are real, folks, very real, and our government openly admits they're real. Then, you know, when they come out in the news, oh, they use other excuses other than what they're for world depopulation as well. They're part of the United Nations Agenda 21, where they openly admit about depopulating the planet. And people say, oh, conspiracy, it's not conspiracy, read Agenda 21. This is called Geo-Engineering. It's also for weather modification. There's a lot of reasons why they're doing this for. And they're not necessarily commercial jets. I've filmed a lot of these things, and most of the time they're white military aircraft. And mostly unmarked and everything, and pilots have seen them. Airline pilots have videotaped them. I'm a pilot myself, not an airline pilot, but I am a pilot. I worked for the airlines for many years as operations manager and like a supervisor and everything else. And TF Green and Providence and Bradley International Airport. So I've been around planes. I know how they work. I went to aviation school and I got a degree in aviation and also a pilot's license. So I know my stuff. I know the jet fuel, how it works and everything else. And jet fuel doesn't do that. And no kind of fuel does that, actually, to leave trails all the way from one end to the sky to the other to form clouds. And unnatural clouds they are. And it's called Geo-Engineering Chemtrails. So again, do the research. It's all out there, all of it. So instead of sitting here calling me a conspiracy theorist, do the research, put your money where your mouth is, okay? And it's either put up or shut up. Do the research. It's out there. It's admitted by the federal government, because we got the patents, the federal patents, folks. We got the articles from USA Today. We got the government admitting it, okay? We got the bill that went through, never passed through the Congress, but HR 2977, Space and Preservation Act of 2001, it's admitted. It's on record, okay? And these globalist engineers, they call them, they openly brag that they create, modify, and move weather patterns. And it's all part of the Geo-Engineering program. And with HARP and the HAARP, there's a lot of stuff going on, folks, that people need to research. And I mean, you don't need sci-fi. This is much stranger than sci-fi. Truth is stranger than fiction, that's for sure. But again, and do the research, HR 2977, and all the information is documented. All the hyperlinks, folks, goes to the National Archive to these bills, and it's called Information for the Chemtrail Skeptic. It's on Infowars.com and ActivistPost.com. Just type in Dan Bidondi information for the chemtrail skeptic, and you'll find the article, and it has all the links to it. And this is Dan Bidondi. Have a good day, and God bless.